Get the upper hand on your competition with SCUF controllers. Use code OGXRAYZ to get 5% off your entire order. Yo guys, what's up? It's XRAYZ. Welcome back to another Fortnite video. So, I want to start off this video. We're going to be, first of all, talking for a little bit, and then after we talk for a little bit, we're actually going to be going in-game to show you guys a few different areas. So, it's going to be part of it is just going to be commentary part. The other half is going to be live where we're dropping down on areas of the maps, or I'm trying to just kind of explain stuff. I have a list of stuff here. This is going to be Season 5 leaks along with theories and just interesting things that have changed around the map. And then also the actual storyline, the background storyline that is going on in Fortnite. So we all know Season 4 started off with that meteor coming down, destroying a whole bunch of stuff. And then suddenly we got references to superheroes and supervillains. But as it turns out, these were already movies that were in production or going on at the time that the meteors came down. So let's go ahead and go through this. We're going to go through a list of stuff first, and I'm going to try to show it to you guys here in the video, like in the menus and stuff, and then we'll jump in game to show you guys some of the other stuff, elaborate a little bit. So if you guys do go on and enjoy the video, make sure you guys do drop a like on the video. It is super appreciated, incredibly helpful. And if you are new to the channel, if you want to see more content like this, I'm going to have a ton more Fortnite news, info, leaks, and more. So obviously make sure you guys are subscribed and have notifications on by hitting that bell icon next to the sub button so you don't miss content from me. But let's start off with the first one. So this is just a leak that we had gotten. So a bit ago, I actually made a video talking about Internet Adam, who was a well-known leaker. He leaked information here for Fortnite before Season 4 came out, said that the meteor was going to hit Dusty. It did. It turned it into Dusty Divot. And then he went on to mention other stuff that is slowly starting to come true, and I'll show you guys in game here. But this guy's back. And he's, was asked, he was talking about the Skull Trooper. I think a lot of people have been talking about this recently was, will the Skull Trooper ever come back? Some of the other skins that we got from the Halloween edition or the Halloween event that happened in Fortnite, that first few months that this game really started coming out. It's like an OG skin. A lot of people want it, but there's a lot of people who don't want it to come back because it's such a rare thing and they don't want it to lose value. And as it turns out, Internet Adam actually posted about this and said that the talk was that they were not going to bring this skin back, the Skull Trooper skin, because of the rarity that it was, and they do not basically want backlash from the fans and getting mad because the Skull Trooper is available again when it was such a rare item for some of the OG players of the game. So at the moment, the discussion is not coming back. So that's one of the first leaks. So the other one was the possibility of a new map coming to Fortnite being based on Mars. And I don't think a lot of people saw this, but back when we got the Season 4, like, big update, there was leaks and stuff, obviously, for that. And one of the things that was taken out of the game code was this small trailer that showed basically a ship going from Earth all the way to Mars, and then it landing on Mars. And so I don't think a lot of people saw this. A lot of people had theories saying that this was the video that's playing in that big trailer for Season 4. But, I mean, we'll definitely see. It might just be nothing. It could be just a hint at a new map that's coming that's maybe set on Mars. So, wanted to talk about that one. Now, this is the next one. Alright, so when we go over here, you guys have been seeing this screen here for a little bit, but when you go over to the locker and then the loading screen area, every week we have gotten a new Blockbuster skin. Now, or I should say not Blockbuster skin, but every week we have gotten a Blockbuster image that we get that helps us find that battle star to get extra stuff. And each one of these is a new little background that shows information. It started off with this one right here, which is a very interesting one, which leads me to think about a couple of things. First, we have the monster of Moisty quiet on the set. Now, in this one, we have a director's note. We did not see this director's note until week 6, so we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But this one says, director's note, he was finally puckering up when it all came crashing it down. Now, when people first saw this, we still were like, well, is this like part of like the official storyline where the meteors came down, not part of the movie, the script that we have for the movie. And so this was the first thing we saw. Obviously, the whole title of the Monster of Moisty is someone who is the Leviathan skin, is probably a creature that lives in Moisty, and that's why they're filming the movie in Moisty Mire, just outside of the prison. And then once we saw this, a lot of people started noticing that gigantic footprint that is found just above Greasy, and we'll go over there right now, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But there is a spot just above Greasy, which is a gigantic monster footprint. And as it turns out, or I don't want to say this is confirmed fact, But it's believed that this is not a part of any of the movies, because as we have seen, first of all, the Monster of Moisty, which was the very first one that we saw on the loading screen that I just showed you. That was a reference to the Leviathan skin, and then possibly some kind of weird romance story that was going on over there. That was based in Moisty. And then the other location, which has no correlation to the one that we're seeing on the loading screen right now, which is the villains versus the enemies, that is a completely different thing. We got Omega versus Carbide. That's a completely different storyline, movie storyline, albeit that. But the Triceratops, or the tri-foot-finger footprint that was recently used in one of the challenges here, was never mentioned. It's not, and it doesn't have any correlation or any kind of similarities to what's going on in either one of those movies, in the Monster of Moisty or in the one for the superhero ones. There's no reference to this monster. Now here's the thing. That footprint looks like it belongs to a dinosaur. So let's go ahead and go over there so you guys can check it out. The one thing that people argue is there's a camera already there. It's like showing the footprint. And again, it's weird that there would be a camera there located at this footprint when there is no other reference to this in any of the other movies. Obviously, like I was saying, there's no reference to it in the superhero one. There's no reference to it in the Monster of Moisty Myers. So why is this footprint here? And the theory at the moment, someone was saying on Reddit that this was confirmed to not be a part of the movie, but I'm starting to believe that it's not a part of the movie because it's a gigantic footprint that seemingly has no correlation to either one of the other two movies, unless they're filming a third movie that we do not know about. But this was one of the big ones. It was not mentioned, it was not shown to be in any one of the other movies. It's a gigantic footprint that just crushed this house and made this gigantic dent. Now, I don't know how likely it is that this is a legit thing, like a legit gigantic monster that was here. But where would it go? I don't know. Maybe it made its way over to Moisty Mire. Maybe it's hiding over there. Although, we're going to go over to Moisty Mire here later because there's actually something else that I want to talk about, which was mentioned in that Internet Atom leak. So, anyways, looks like we just got a couple of pistols. This is terrible. Terrible. So now we're going to make our way over to Moisty Mire, which is a bad idea. I think we might just actually end up leaving this game because I want to show you guys something very interesting there. And then we're also going to go to Dusty Divot. So let's go ahead and we'll just end this game and then we'll move on over to the next location. So we were mentioning how the movie basically made no reference to that footprint, but recently here in week 6 they mentioned the meteors, and within the mention of this meteor they mentioned that this was not something that was planned for the movie, that they almost died. And so we have two storylines, or I should say 3 storylines. One, the Monster of Moisty. The other one is going to be the superheroes versus the villains. That's another one of the locations, or I should say another one of these storylines. And then finally we have the actual storyline that's going on, which is what this whole facility is based on. It's this gigantic meteor. This meteor changed a lot. When it first landed, it was basically just like a meteor. There weren't these gigantic gaping holes. I'm assuming that they started going and cranking into this meteor using these machines here, because as you guys can see, where the machines are kind of placed, there's these giant holes that have come out. And so inside of here, there's some kind of weird pod. At first we thought that maybe it was an egg. It might still be an egg. Maybe there's like an egg preserved inside. Maybe Blockbuster is inside of the meteor. But again, with the week 6 background, it was confirmed that this meteor and all the other meteors around the map are not a part of the storyline. This is something completely different. This is not a part of the movies, but it was confirmed. We don't know whether this is an egg, whether someone's in there, maybe Blockbuster's in there, but it has changed a lot. So that was this next location. I thought this was very interesting. The information we got from Internet Atom from his leaks have been that there's actually a creature inside of here that's going to come out and be a part of the map, I should say, for the foreseeable future to end Season 5, or I should say to end Season 4. So we'll definitely see what ends up happening with that, but that was pretty cool. The next location is actually Moisty Mire, and I want to make my way over there because there's actually something very interesting here, and actually throughout the map that is hinting at, I don't know what exactly it's hinting at, whether it's there's a weird theory on Reddit that there's a time traveler in there. So we'll see, but we're going to try to make our way out of here without getting caught. Alright, so here we are, located in Moisty Mire, and as you guys can see, they started building this movie set. It's been here for a while now. But one of the interesting things about Moisty Mire was that when Internet Atom leaked information on Season 5, or I should say the end of Season 4, he mentioned that Moisty Mire was going to be removed from the map, that there was going to be some kind of event that destroys it. and that every week it was going to be changing a little bit, not just Moisty Mire, but throughout the entire map. And this came true. We saw basically the facility being built up, and now Moisty Mire actually has become a lot less moisty. There's a lot less swamp. There's a lot more grass and a lot less mud. So you guys can see, maybe it's because of the cleaning crew, but it's slowly becoming not really Moisty Mire with the way that it looks. Obviously, they had the whole, you know, movie set going on, but just in general, this whole area is slowly starting to change, and this is one of the very interesting things about this map. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys is going to be the last thing, and I wanted to show it to you guys because not a lot of people have noticed this. My friend HollowPoint actually showed this to me, mentioned it to me one time, and then I slowly started noticing this around the map. But they started adding these very small roots that are growing from underneath, and it's very strange because we don't know why they added them, but they're clearly new. They have not been here before. As you guys can see, Moisty Mire is a lot grassier. There's less going on, and especially over here, this whole area is a lot more grass than it was before. You can even see it on the map itself. Like, look, there's a lot more grass. Shouldn't have come after me, buddy. Alright guys, so this is what I was talking about. Check this out. There's like these roots that are growing out of the ground. I know there's some in Flush Factory over that way. And they're not necessarily next to trees. Like, this one's right next to this big tree. But it doesn't have to be next to the big trees. I've seen them everywhere. Sometimes they're just by themselves out in the middle of the field. And I don't know if they did that purposely as like new trees that are growing, but that's the last thing that a lot of people have not noticed, that honestly I don't think you would notice unless you really paid attention to, that there are these little roots growing on the ground. So anyways guys, I just wanted to show you guys this like new stuff, some leaked info, show you guys how there's changes going on around the map, the secret storyline that is going on with the meteor, what it could possibly be doing, and then other stuff that isn't very specific or detailed or we have no info on, like that giant footprint, but that might be something else, and I just kind of wanted to mention that. But anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, drop a like on the video, guys. It's super appreciated and incredibly helpful. And if you are new to the channel, if you want to see even more content like this, then obviously make sure you guys subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single upload on the channel. But anyways, you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you guys next time. I'm just going to finish off this match. I'm probably just going to lose, but I'm going to finish it off. So if you want to stick around for that, you can. If not, then I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. We're done. Rep in the chat. Yeah, didn't think we'd win by, yeah.